I hate what Cardi B said.
We have tenants that haven't even paid rent for like 9 months. I love me a good Birkin.
Why would somebody want to buy a Birkin bag instead of getting real estate investments?
I mean, that's because Birkin bags are an if you know type of thing. And it's okay to just say you don't know.
Hermes Birkin bags are some of the most expensive bags in the world.
If you're buying a Birkin bag straight from the Birkin store, you can only buy 2.
Nowadays, all you can do is hope to be important enough or spend enough to be offered a Birkin bag.
And so now, because there's such this demand and everybody wants them, now we have the resale market. So now if you own this Birkin bag, people want this bag because it's a social standard setting piece, right?
If I have a product that I'm invested in, it will force me to change my life and get abs because I know if I get the results, it's gonna equate to millions.
Justin, can we
And
see
make
your
sure you put the
abs?
mic up. Stop being a little thotty. And we can't pay our taxes.
You got $1 million? You got $1 million?
We have to make a payment plan for our taxes, right?
We have no insurance because the mail comes here every
The
day.
insurance has nothing to do with the mail. The first thing she said was, David likes to do the easy stuff. And I got to do all this and all that. And David just wants to do cool. I'm like, yo, every day I'm in this fight. This is not an episode you want to miss, okay? You got to watch the whole thing. Tap in, and we want to see you in the comments, okay? Make sure y'all support me and my points because Donni goes directly against me because she's talking crazy this episode.
We are responsible for those things. We are. You casually handed it off to me. If you get a business partner, if you have a business partner, make sure you guys are on the same page. In this episode, you're about to learn how me and David are not on the same page, and because of it, we're struggling to pay our bills on time.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, the #1 entrepreneurship podcast in the world. We have a live studio audience. As always, though, you know, this is what we do every week.
Every single week.
We're building a real community of people that are winning.
We are building a community of winners.
And we're not gonna make this episode about first off, this podcast is creating love. It's not love yet though, right? You wouldn't call it love. Would you say love? I don't know. Love? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Potential?
No? You feel it?
Okay,
yeah.
so the Social Proof
something.
Podcast makes connections.
Yeah, 100%.
We help to connect you to your passion, your purpose, your dreams, your business partners, and your date night partners.
Yo, y'all didn't start dating. Y'all weren't dating before y'all came to like the live episodes, right? No, right? Come on, man, we're responsible. And then they just happened to be on an episode. A
couple of weeks ago, we just talking.
We're just talking.
And
we're
telling them that it looks like a vibe, and now it's a thing. Now they're about to move in together.
I wasn't going that far.
I was like,
golly.
But y'all
told
are.
Everybody.
Well, for sure.
Get
You
out
know we're going to
people's
tell
business.
everybody. For sure. She's prepared for this.
Yo, for sure.
You know what's up.
Really excited about the future, what's going on. When we first got here, we realized that Donni and I can't pay our bills. Yo, really, it's bad.
We are irresponsible.
So Donnie's been handling the insurance.
Donnie has not. First of all, okay, you
insurance.
guys, let me tell you the dynamic of me and David's relationship. David wants to show up and create content and then expects Donni to do everything else.
You got to stop that.
He wants
you gotta stop
everything else falls into my bucket. He wants to show up and create content. He wants to do the cool stuff. And then the ugly stuff, you want to work with the contractors. You want to have the meetings with the aesthetics and the drawings, like stuff that I should be involved in. But then he throws me the bills. I'm not great at paying bills. All of my bills are on auto pay for that reason, right? I don't check mail.
There's 2 things that Donni is responsible for right now. The insurance and the taxes. I'm going through a headache of soundproofing, getting trees cut down, trying to remove homeless people, getting quotes for fences. I got to go meet people. I'm doing a lot. You are supposed to be doing insurance and taxes.
No.
And we're behind on both.
First of all, I walk into the studio 2 weeks ago, and David's assistant, Kay, has this envelope that's been opened. That's and it was 2. And Dave says, I hear Dave tell Kay, oh, give that to Donni.
I didn't. Did I say that? Or maybe
Thank
not like
you.
that though.
Oh, give that to
Not like
Donnie.
that. Not
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
So Kay
I
gives
probably
me
asked like, can you just?
Kay gives me this opened envelope that's clearly been previewed, and it's a tax bill.
I'm sorry. Previewed by who? Me
I
or
don't
you?
know.
Me or you? I didn't see it.
No, you didn't look at it. You saw tax commissioner's office, and you immediately
It gave me anxiety.
said, give that to Donnie. So I get it. I open it, and I'm like, whoa, where's this from, right?
Let's go backstory. A few months ago, me and Donnie bought a 15,000 square foot building. We'll give you all the details on it. It was $1 million. Well, 975.
About $1 million.
No, it was 925,000.
940 something. It was $900,000 plus dollars.
$925,000. So $975 because me and Donnie had to put down $425,000 together. We took money from our business account, and then we both had to put like about 100-something thousand together in it. And we're the owner of the building. Well, we're the owner, but the seller of the building is carrying the note for $550,000. So we purchased the building, and we're going through this process of, design how we're going to look, all that stuff. And we had to get insurance, and I thought we paid insurance for like $4,000 for the year or something like that. I thought it was a year. And then, now you can, I just want to give them an update on what's going on.
Okay. With all of the legal paperwork, David has everything forwarded here to his office. Terrible mistake, because if I'm supposed to handle the money, it should come to me, right?
Hold on. I'm just going to ask you a question, okay? How often do you check that mailbox that we're paying $50 a month for that I see on the account? How often do you check it? I dare you to lie.
Every 2 to 3 weeks.
Every 2 to 3 weeks?
Yes.
It's terrible.
No, it's not.
The mail comes every day.
Do you know why I check it every 2 to 3 weeks?
Why?
Because they call me and say, hey, Donnie, you've got mail every 2 to 3 weeks. You want to see proof of that?
I don't care about the proof.
Okay,
but
why would I check it if I know there's no mail?
Why would mail come and you think it's okay to check the mail?
No, it's not that it's
weeks?
okay to check the mail every 2 to 3 weeks. My office manager calls me and says, hey, Donnie, you have mail. And immediately I have the mail picked up.
We're here every Wednesday and mail comes every day.
But if we have no insurance because the mail comes here every day.
The insurance has nothing to do with the mail. The insurance is email, and they don't send us a binder. I don't think they sent us a binder.
Oh, they did. He told me about all the stuff they sent in the mail, and I forwarded you an email of both the emails and all this stuff.
I don't like the way you're saying it's a bad idea.
No, because you just painted this out like I got to deal with homeless people, and I was dealing with them first. I was dealing with them. I was doing all these things, and then David started having meetings.
And I'm sorry, that was a defense mechanism because you said you got to do all this stuff, and I was trying to figure out what
David
all
started
this stuff
having
is.
all these meetings without me, right? And he asked me one time if I was available for a meeting. The answer was no, I was not available because David plans nothing. Yeah. Hey, there's a meeting in 37 seconds. Can you do it? No, Dave, I can't. So since that moment, he has now been taking all the meetings. Okay, you want all that responsibility to make the decisions? I'm gonna let you have that because I've asked like 4 or 5 times about letting me be in on these meetings. Like I need to be in on the meetings 4 or 5 times. He keeps it moving. But when trouble comes, when we ain't got no insurance, and now we owe all this money in tax. So the money is not all this money. We owe money for 2023 in taxes, right? It's $12,000. And when I caught wind of it, I said, I need a copy of the settlement statement so I can make sure that we're responsible for this entire tax bill and that the seller either paid their portion or credited us the portion that they didn't pay at closing. It takes Dave over a week, maybe longer, to get that settlement statement to me.
Which you also have a copy of.
No, I told you in advance. We both received physical copies of the paperwork.
Yes.
During this time that this happened, I'm in the process of moving. All of my things are packed. And I said to Dave, everything is packed. I don't know where anything is right now. I know you have an email copy that came to you. Can you forward that to me? It took more than a week for that to happen.
Whatever the email is came to our joint email. It didn't come to the email. The picture I sent you was the physical binder.
Oh, okay. Well, then there wasn't an email copy because I searched for it. So he took a picture of it and sent it to me, but it took him over a week. Now, here's the thing. This is very important in business partnership because David finally gets me the binder like 2 days ago, and he's been asking me every hour since. Has the taxes been taken care of? Have the taxes been taken care of?
Oh my gosh.
Have the taxes been taken care of? Yo, if you haven't taken care of it all year, let me have a week to handle this business while I'm in the process of doing all these things. So the moral of the story is we are behind on our bills. We're not, now in our defense, unless mail came here that I'm unaware of, the first tax notification that I received was 2 weeks ago, and it was due by the time we received it, it was already past due. Mm. So that.
First off, you were in a full defense, and I wasn't even attacking you.
You went into defense by I got to do this and do this, all the stuff that I'm like.
The first thing you said was, David, okay, this is how we have a conversation in partnerships, okay? The first thing she said was, David likes to do the easy stuff. And I got to do all this and all that. And David just wants to do cool. I'm like, yo, every day I'm in this fight. You are responsible for two things. Now, David,
I am not responsible for we are responsible for those things. We are. You casually handed it off to me.
Am I tripping?
Yes, you're tripping. We have an operating agreement, and nowhere in our operating agreement does it say Donni pays the bills.
No, I didn't. Okay, not like that. I was just saying you have it, but remember,
I have it because you avoided it, not because I'm responsible for it.
Even last week, I said, "Yo, do you need any help with it?" You said, "No, I got it."
That is not true. That is not true. I, in fact, said if you want, I'm not going to be able to do this right now. If you want to,
you did not.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
I can find it too. Let me also say, insert here, because I know y'all's comments are happening right now. They're going to be really upset that we're having a business partner argument on the Social Proof podcast.
That's how you're supposed to have the conversation.
That's how we do what we do. Absolutely. In public, in person. But in all reality, we are behind on some things because what we really need is an operator to come in and handle that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now it'll be set on, like our insurance will be set on autopilot. Dave, again, asked me about the insurance today and asked me about that insurance one more time. Okay? Ask me about the insurance one more time. But we could not make note. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. We could not get insured because we're past due from the previous policy that was canceled on us for failure to make our second payment, and we failed to make the payment because honestly, we should have set it up on auto pay, and we didn't, and we were both emailed a warning about it, and we both overlooked because their emails come over like spam. Yeah, honestly.
This will be it, okay? And I know you're gonna come back and defend it, but I did send you the HUD. What's the date? Okay, I did send it on the 9th. Mm-hmm. Today's the 18th in our text messages. Just wanted to throw that out there.
What day? The 9th was a Monday.
What's that have to do with anything?
The 9th was a Monday.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I'll put that in our text message. So, but anyway, the point is
no, because you don't get off that easily. First of all, I'm looking for. Okay, let me know if you are available if you need any.
No, don't that part. No. Hold on. I said, do you need help with anything?
This is what it was.
You didn't say that.
I said yes. But what happened was he said, let me know if you need help with anything. And I said, aren't you on vacation? Because he was asking for a call. Then we got on the phone. And you said the same thing. He's on vacation, but we got on the phone and I let him know, hey, this week is super busy for me because the girls were out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be able to deal with this. I can get on the insurance, but I can't make these calls to the offices and blah, blah, blah. This week, I'm on it. That's on my agenda next week. This is next week. Okay? So Bottom of the line is, I'm not your little admin assistant.
It's not an admin assistant. It's
Okay, I am not your little admin
but
assistant.
I do want you to take back that I'm only doing cool stuff, because none of this stuff is cool. It's very stressful. Just take it back.
I want that
Just
stress
apologize.
No, you are only doing the cool stuff. Whenever it gets hard, whenever it gets hard, that's when you want me to come in. Now, yes, we got to go through soundproofing and dimensions. I want to be. Do I not ask to be included in these meetings?
100%.
Okay. And then do you still not include? What David does is, if a meeting happens to be happening and I'm around, oh yeah, meet my business partner, Donni. And it's such an afterthought.
Yeah.
So you just keep handling
This is correct. This is correct.
You just keep running the business, honey.
So here's a lesson. One, you have to know who you're in business with. I do a lot of last minute things. So if the architect says, we need to jump on the line, when can you do it? If I'm free, I'm like, yo, let's just jump on right now. I can't call Donni and say, hey, Donni, we're about to do something right now, because it frustrates her and gives her anxiety. So I know I can't. So the way I operate is, I'm going to do it. Now, it's not like I'm cutting her out of anything. It's just, I just go. Like, I don't like scheduling anything. I'm like, yo, let's just do it right now. So I believe that Donni just trusts me to go do it.
For sure.
And that's who we are. I don't want to keep calling. If I call her like, yo, can you meet in like 20 minutes? She's gonna be like, Shans, now you know, meet like that. No, you don't talk like that, but it's like, Shans, you know, I can't just drive everything. I'm busy, I'm running the business, and I don't want to go through all that. And with my last minute self, I'm just operating the way I operate.
But this is like the friendship situation where one person's always busy, the other party is always like doing stuff, and it's like, yo, why didn't you invite me? Well, because you're always busy. It doesn't matter. Still invite me. So when you have these,
I don't want you yelling at me about everything being last.
I never yell.
No.
Here's my position, because David doesn't like to do a lot of things last minute. David only does things last minute. Okay, there is no schedule.
I need you to love me.
I do very much. David only does things last minute, and so it looks like I'm constantly saying no. Well, I run an actual coaching business. I have clients, and that means that I am coaching and doing things. I can't be available at the last minute, and he knows he knows my busy days. He never schedules anything on my relaxed days.
I don't schedule anything ever.
Nothing ever just comes up on a relaxed day. He's always going hard on them 3 days a week that I'm completely unavailable for last minute stuff. But I still want you to ask, okay, right? Because I give
just
amazing.
Don't be mad at me, because I always do it the same way.
No.
Just don't start with Shans. Now you know I can't.
I won't. I'll just say no. But when I just say no, I don't want you to be over there like, yeah, man, me and Donni business partners. She ain't never available to do no work.
I've never said that.
I know, but that's what it will end up being.
No, it will never end up being
you
that.
do everything last minute, and that's just.
I love you for you.
For sure.
I've accepted it.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is, she told me that we have to make payment plans for our.
We don't have enough money in our account.
We don't.
We don't.
We
have
were doing
enough
good.
money.
Yo, for a couple of years, we had like 6 figures just sitting there trying to figure out what to do with it. And the cool thing was, when the opportunity came up to invest, we had it.
Yeah.
Right? And we invested it. And now we don't have it, which means we're going to have to put our own money into the account.
Not quite. What has to happen is we have to do some work. So what happened is, David and I had a nice 6-figure account. And we just didn't know what to do with it over time. We were doing business together in a way that generated us great revenue. The problem is that we've now deducted from that account, making these investments here and there, but we haven't been pouring back into it. We haven't been doing the business that we were doing. Like, we had the Brain Picker podcast and all kinds of stuff that we were doing on the back end, even of the Social Proof brand that we were doing, that were feeding into that account. And now we don't do anything because we've both been pulled in our own directions, multiple podcasts. So we just got to get back to work.
Yeah.
It's really what that is.
Sure.
We got to get back to work.
So yes, we got to make payment plans. Also, I want to have a conversation about what Cardi B said. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little more frustrated than maybe I should be. And, you know, she was talking about she'd rather have the Birkin bags than the real estate.
I saw that.
And she's like, yo, we've had people who haven't paid us in 9 months. And I'm like, that is so, I really think that set us back a couple of years. Meaning we got so much financial literacy and investment. Jada's here. This is good. This creates good content. Go on and sit right there. Go on and sit right there. There's been so many, no, she's good. There's been so many, there's a financial literacy movement where we understand it being cool to invest and things of that nature. And she comes on with her star power and says, oh, I'd rather have Birkin bags. We have investment properties and they ain't pay us in 9 months. So all I can imagine is somebody found the right property. They got the contract. See what Cardi B says. And now she's like, oh, I don't want that type of headache. Yeah. And that's how you start building wealth. Cardi B.
I don't know that I'm upset with her about, it was a foolish comment. It was. Yeah, but I think she was on Instagram Live. She was like, from the shot that I saw, laying down in her bed on live, just shooting the stuff with her audience. And I think that she just blurted something out that she should have just kept quiet, right? I think she was just foolishly saying, man, I'd rather, I'd rather be da-da-da-da-da-da than worried about all of that. Because the truth of the matter is, from a landlord's perspective, she was sharing that she hadn't been paid on a property. And she also shared that every time she turns around, she's got these properties with these issues. She's like, she's venting. She's like, it's issue after issue after issue after issue. And now I got this person who hasn't even paid rent in I thought she said 19 months.
9 months.
But now I've got this person who hadn't paid rent in 9 months. And at this point, I just told my property managers, don't even take them to court. Like, just get them out the house, let them go, be done with it. And it was more to me of a moment where she was just like super frustrated. However, she does have a platform. She does have a voice, and you got to be careful on what you say. I don't think that she means it. Yeah. I don't think that she meant it. But also on the flip side,
I think she meant it.
I don't know that I think she meant it, but I do know that Birkin bags are collector's items, and they are highly exclusive. And I'm not saying that real estate is secondary investment to Birkin bags, but what I am saying is that if you're in that world, right, just like a collector of fine art, it might be a better deal in that transaction to have this piece of art that that you can liquidate for cash if necessary. It's an easier transaction. All the art has to do is hang on your wall. And one day you can sell it and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Yeah. From that perspective, I think that's where she was coming from. Not, I'd rather be fly than own real estate.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think that she meant that she'd rather be fly than
I don't think so.
That's essentially what she was saying. But for clarity, again, I'm not mad at her because she is entitled to her own opinion, and she's become successful enough to be able to do whatever she wants with her money. Yeah. It was just when you say it, it's like now we're looking like it's a bad investment. And for her, let's say, for instance, her tenants are paying $1,500 a month. She spends $1,500 a day on weird stuff, I'm sure. And I know that for a fact because I was looking at my expenses. I think I came up with that I essentially spent about $2,000 a day. Or for, like, let's say payroll, like I was looking at the expenses. If you spend $1 million in expenses for the year, that's like $2,000 a day. So I know that whatever she's missing out on those 9 months, that's throwaway money anyway. You're not taking
but that doesn't mean just because I'm wealthy, it doesn't mean that I should assume liability because we did business and you failed to pay me my money. Period.
I understand.
Yeah,
that,
you don't get to do that. And I think the irresponsible part, like, you don't get to say I'm a multimillionaire, so this little $1,500 shouldn't mean anything to me. It does. That's why I went into the business of real estate and hired a team. At the same time, she's paying property managers while you're not paying that little $1,500 a month. That's not fair to her, no matter how much she's worth. But also, I think the most irresponsible part, because I did see in the comments, people are like, shoot, give me the Gucci, give me the Louis. No. Birkin bags, their value and the resale, from an investor's perspective, from a collector's perspective, is very different than your YSL bag. Okay, and I think making that comment to a bunch of people who are unaware of the value, the resale, and how they appreciate over time was the irresponsible part, because now you've got a bunch of people who know nothing about collector's items and investors and the valuation of fine art and in a Birkin bag, no matter if you like it or not, it is a precious piece that triples in value sometimes over time or more. There are people who have paid over $1 million to have one of these bags that are a vintage piece. It's a wise investment for those who are not wearing it to the club every day. Yeah.
That's a different perspective.
Birkin bags are collector's items. So, but the general population don't know that. So to them, it looks like you're saying, go shopping, shop your money away and don't buy real estate. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a Birkin bag, they only release a certain number of the exclusive ones a year. Like everybody can't get one. And if you're lucky enough to have one and you're wearing it to the club and you're carrying, your makeup in it and your smokes in it and all this stuff, then yours is not going to be worth too much. Okay. All right. If you treat it as a collector's item though, and you display it only when necessary, in a couple of years, the bag can be worth a whole lot of money. And that's the perspective she was coming from. If that is the case, then I take back everything I just said. Yeah. Google it.
I thought it was just like, she just said, just give me something fly for the weekend.
No.
If that's the case, she's wrong. But if she's saying, I'd rather have that investment over real estate, then I take
That's
back
for sure what she was saying. Yeah. See, and you just didn't realize that a Birkin in the right hands literally is a collector's item, and they are incredibly valuable, especially if she was gifted her Birkin, which I'm sure sometimes has happened.
I'm actually looking at what is the resale? Mm-hmm. And I don't think any of these things that I'm finding is.
So you're looking at bags that were probably produced in the last 2 to 5 years that the resale value, just like your Rolex, isn't going to be worth a whole lot. But in 10, 15, 20 years, it for sure will be.
Here's the thing about this whole watch thing too.
And we cheapened the Rolex.
Yeah, and I don't
Everybody
know
got one now.
I don't know how much I agree with this raising in value Rolex thing, because I have too many watches. I shouldn't have bought the watches that I have. So there's one watch. Actually, I wanted to get rid of this one because I want the same color, but I want a different bezel.
If you get rid of that watch, we can pay our tax bill in full.
That's not the lesson in what I'm talking about right now.
I'm just putting it out
there. But my point is, I wanted to sell this and get another one that has a different bezel on it. So I go to this one place and they're like, well, we don't really buy watches like that. I'm like, I thought y'all bought it. I was like, nah, not right now. So then I go to another place and they're like, well, we could do it on consignment. And he said, we can get you a certain amount, but it was less than what I paid for it. I'm like, no, I'm not about to go buy drugs with the money. I don't need the money. I'm not trying to take a L. And he said, the prices of, and this is their business, the prices of watches are fluctuating right now. So we're not 100% sure how good of an investment it is, but we can do it on consignment, meaning you put the watch in the store, somebody buys it, there's the price we'll sell it for, and we'll give you the amount. But it just didn't make sense to me. So I don't know about the whole excuse I was actually using, I'm buying these watches because they're a collector's item. And if you look at older watches, they don't seem like they're more expensive than the newer ones, from my experience. I could be totally wrong. But looking at a 1989 Rolex or 1990 something, those are what I found were cheaper than the newer ones. So I don't know.
Well, and you have to think about how they were handled and kept over time and who's doing the transaction. For example, there is a elderly couple. They're 80-something years old. They're all over social right now because they were cleaning some things out of their home. They took this African art. You saw that story? No, I thought you were shaking your head. They took this African art to a dealer and said, how much is this worth? Is this worth anything? And he said, oh, yeah, I'll give you, a couple $100 for it. He assessed it, gave the woman, the wife of this elderly couple, a couple $100. They're suing him now because he turns around and sells it to someone else for $10 million. $10 $10 million. So
Sheesh.
they are suing him because they feel like he intentionally undervalued them because he knew that this was a collector's piece. It depends on who you take your stuff to. Now, he claims well, no, it's illegal actually for someone, I don't know the name, whoever they are, but it's illegal for someone in that position to intentionally undervalue you just so that they can have personal gain on their own. Like there's some law that you have to abide by, but he's claiming that he had no idea and that someone else came in and said, oh no, that's valuable. And he took it to get it appraised and sold it for $10 million. But even with Birkin bags, so if you're buying a Birkin bag straight from the Birkin store, you can only buy 2, right? You cannot buy unlimited number of Birkin bags. And so now because there's such this demand and everybody wants them, now we have the resale market. Yeah. So now if you own this Birkin bag, people want this bag because it's a social standard setting piece, right? Sure. They are going to pay whatever you're asking. So if you just bought the bag last year and I'm already maxed out at my 2, or I can't, and everybody can't get a Birkin bag. Everybody can't even just go in and get 2 of the bags. It's like an invitation that so if I want this bag, I'm going to pay you whatever you're asking. I've already made money. So when we're thinking about return on the dollar, it can be a better investment, or it can be just as wise of an investment. The bags tend to go up about.
I'm sorry, Cardi B. I apologize.
They go up about 8 to 10%. But anything that sets that type of exclusivity, like imagine seeing this bag on all of the elite, all of the wealthy, all of the dignitaries are carrying this Birkin, and I can't even walk in the store. And then if I can walk in the store, I can only buy 2 of these bags. So if you own this bag, I'm letting you know that I want one, and I'll pay whatever you're asking just so I can be seen as social elite status. And that's what I believe she was talking about, because they are worth money.
She's a master investor. Shouts out to Cardi B.
There's no frustration in owning a Birkin and reselling it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
However, that doesn't negate from the fact that real estate is a wealth vehicle, and there are frustrations, and there's frustrations in everything, you guys. I think there's also a responsibility that just the general population, we just can't hang on to the words that everybody says. Like we gotta be a little tougher than that, mentally tougher than that. We have to be more intelligent than to say, oh, she said it, so I'm going to do it. And I understand that general population does exist. But at some point, you got to Google, just like I just did. Yeah. And say, oh, let me see what she's talking about. Or let me look at real estate and let me look at the risk factor involved. And you have to understand your own risk factor. And the people who are commenting are people who aren't going to invest in a piece of real estate or a Birkin bag.
Or a bag. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I realized that there are, it's harder or easier in different states investing in real estate. So with New Jersey, so I'm working on a real estate deal in New Jersey. And the attorney in New Jersey was saying that, it could take up to 2 years to evict somebody in New Jersey. Because they are what's the Democrat?
Holdover
red
tenant.
or blue? Democrat
Blue.
is red or blue? Blue?
Democrats.
Y'all don't know?
Democrat is blue. You guys, do you vote? Everybody in here over 18?
Yeah, but I vote for the person.
What are we doing?
I vote for the person, you know what I mean?
But when you vote for the person, they have a color.
I didn't notice the color. They all wear red, blue. The whole campaign is red, blue, and white. Anyway. New Jersey's a blue state. Are you sure?
Blue is Democrat for sure.
You just Googled it?
Nobody has to Google that. What are we doing, people? We sound really irresponsible right now.
And who am I to talk about Cardi's Birkin bag when I don't know the difference between red and blue? Anyway.
What does what color is Donald Trump's hat?
Red.
All right. Never forget now, okay? Never forget.
He wears blue ties all the time now.
Oh my God.
He doesn't? Am I wrong? So don't try to base my ignorance off the color of that man's hat.
And also, imagine being the real estate investor who owns this is happening more and more now. There's several stories on this, but the one that most recently came across my phone is there's a black woman who has this Airbnb property and this white man they both have these Airbnb properties, and they both rented out a room to someone via Airbnb, meaning they still occupy the home and they rented out a room. And both of their tenants refused to move. One person now, I think that's the one who's been in there for almost 19 months because the courts are in favor. Like there's some law, like these people spend time studying the law. I worked in property management for 13 years. And most cases, it was really easy to evict somebody who was a non-paying tenant. But there was every now and then, you get that one who knew the law better than you did. They knew the loopholes that they could work around to stay. And I remember we had a tenant for almost 2 years that we could not get out of a property because there are some laws that still protect these holdover tenants.
Let's see how she looked. Look. She started smiling.
Hey, there's your seat right there. We've been expecting you.
Yeah. Oh, we've got questions.
Yeah, so just imagine being, and imagine that's like your property, right? And you've got this person occupying your Airbnb now for a year that you have been unsuccessful in getting rid of. And not only that, they're recording these interactions with their holdover tenants. And the tenants are like, I wish you would. Like, they're bucking at you. Like, I wish you would. Right? One guy had his pit bull out, and the guy threatened to shoot his pit bull, because he was trying to intimidate him. The owner had his pit bull out, trying to make it very uncomfortable for these tenants. And the tenant was like, I'll kill you and the pit bull. Like, I wish you would. So imagine that be you, and you're venting about this, right? And somebody says, oh, well, Dave, you were only charging $89 a day. You've made millions.
Yeah.
Run me my monies.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I mean, it's not easy, but anyway, back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. New Jersey is, I guess, a blue state. And it wasn't even like people knowing the law. Well, part of it is the law. The second part is, don't be running up on his woman like that. You know what I mean?
You were a little close to her hip.
Yeah, a little too close,
for
bro.
Sure.
He was mad close, bro. Right? He a little close, my boy.
You see, he switched seats for a more direct view.
Anyway, but they were saying not only the law is more favorable to the tenant, but the other part is the since COVID, they said the court systems have just been so backed up. And they haven't caught up. So now I'm knowing that, I'm like, I'm not doing this investment. Because we can close today, and tomorrow, once you're in there, it's just a wrap. However, shouts out to my man Peter Aziz. I can find his name. But he did mention something. He said that you can do what's called a deed in lieu. So deed in lieu is a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And if they sign a deed in lieu of foreclosure, based on the contract, if they miss X amount of payments, then they give us the deed in lieu of having to go through the process of foreclosure. So I said, I'm doing that. Now, their attorney on the other side was like, you shouldn't sign that. And even my attorney was like, well, people don't feel comfortable signing it. But I'm like, I'm not doing the deal because I don't want to be stuck where I got to try to get my money for the next 9 months or the next 19 months. So eventually we worked it out. They're like, okay, well, we're going to pay it. We'll sign it or whatever. But it's up to us to be educated on the process. So I'm being educated on, I'm asking more questions on my investment.
That's it right there. I just read in a book, oh God, I forget what book I was reading. I'll update you guys in the comments if I remember the book. But in the book, it said something like, your level of success is valued at the level of questions you're willing to ask.
100%.
And if you have very limited success, you are asking very surface level questions. So ask better questions, get better information, and then execute on this better information that you're getting.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we got to, actually, Justin has an investment in a patent, which is really dope. I won't talk about it because it's still, well, it's already patented, right? It's patented. He's good. So he's like, I'm going to need X amount of dollars. And my first joint was like, dang, that's an ill investment. That's a dope product. I got a couple dollars. I was going to say we got a couple dollars, but we don't.
We don't. I mean, individually, we got a couple dollars.
Yeah, individually, we got a couple
It depends on how many, because every time I turn around, Dave is like, You got 30,000. You got 40,000. Dave, what kind of money do you think I make? I'm tapped out, sir. I don't have anything else. We got to do some work. At this point, we got to do some work.
We got to do some work.
We got to generate some new money because we're not going to keep doing this off of old, current, existing money.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, he told me how much you need. I'm like, yo, that'd be a dope
How much did he
investment.
need?
100, right? He's like, first round, little 100.
Oh, first round.
Like, little 100. It's a good idea.
So it's a possibility that there's a second round. He's going to need another 100.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, it's workout. Okay, you want to talk about it? All right, can we give him the mic real quick? This is a good day to come kick it, because then you get to hear. It's workout equipment. Here's what I'm thinking too the whole time. It's an ab workout joint, and it's really, really dope. And I asked him, I was like, "There ain't nothing out like this." He's like, "No," and I desire to have abs. I just don't want to do the work. But this will be my incentive, though. If I have a product that I'm invested in, it will force me to change my life and get abs, because I know if I get the results, it's going to equate to millions. So there you go. That's my incentive. Go ahead. You can tell us about your process.
Your name is Justin?
Yeah, Justin.
Justin
Davis.
Can we
And make
see
sure
your
you put the
abs?
mic up. Stop being a little thotty. Go ahead. Talk about the business. Okay?
Before we have a conversation about it, this phenomenal ab machine,
Yo, first
can
off,
we see the results
leave
of
this
the
married
machine?
man alone.
I'll show you mine.
Okay? This
You got an
married man-
IG. We just need to see that there are
This married man is
abs.
not about to show you his
First
abs.
of all, I'm not interested in this married man, okay?
He was interested in his abs.
I'm interested in his abs because we're
Exactly.
talking about investing in an ab machine.
If I was his wife, I'd want to fight you.
If we're talking to
Let's
Jada
just
about
talk
investing
about-
in jeans, we wanted to see the jeans.
And we
Show
about
me
to
the
talk
jeans.
about this investment too, because
Want to see that?
you got something to say.
What's that?
It'll do. It opens the door for the conversation.
Okay, share with us what's going on.
Yeah, so essentially...
Make sure you use the mic. Make sure you put the mic.
Yes, essentially, I used to work out. Well, I still work out heavily. I've been working out for about 24 years. But I do kind of unorthodox things at the gym. So, like, for me, I would do some workouts where, you know, you would get a rowing machine, and then you would have to grab a Buso ball, and then some resistance bands, and then some more plates to, like, give the I guess you could say the
resistance. That
yeah. Well,
because I understand, like it's
it would
so much.
create
you
an
know.
incline. It would create an incline, and then
feel
it would
me?
create more resistance, right? But like to do all of that, people are lazy in the gym, right?
Yeah.
So like it took a lot of work just to put it all together. So I was just like, hey, let me go ahead and package this into one single piece of equipment. So I went ahead and did that through going through the process of hiring an attorney and then looking into the idea as far as if this would be patentable or not. And turns out I was able to get the patent. So, yeah.
And so you were able to get the patent.
Yep.
And what does the machine do?
The machine basically creates resistance as you're doing a reverse crunch. So pretty
The
much
machine creates resistance as you're doing a reverse crunch.
A reverse crunch. So typical crunch, you're
Okay.
going like this, but reverse crunch, you're taking your knees
I
up like
see.
that, right? And
It's a reverse crunch, so you gotta. You're not going forward.
It's not a
the
forward
legs
crunch.
Yeah.
It's a reverse.
Yeah.
She don't really be in the gym like that.
and then on this specific machine, you're also like in a planking position as well.
Okay.
So you're not only planking, but you're also doing that reverse crunch. So it's kind of like a double hit.
Okay, so I'm in a plank, forward facing,
Correct.
face planted. I'm in a plank and I'm doing crunches. Oh, I see. So it's automated. So it's going to do the crunch for me.
No.
It's going to compress
You
me.
are going to be working. You are going to be working, that's for sure. But
I start off laying out vertically, face down plank position. I'm assuming that I'm attaching my feet into some stirrup something. And I'm
yeah. Here, let me just show you.
Yeah.
Let me make it a lot
real quick,
easier for you to see.
But I want to get into like your.
because at that point, is it a crunch?
It's a reverse crunch.
It's an
crunch.
upside down reverse crunch.
Oh my
on a
God.
handstand.
If you want to coin it that way, you can.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
The point is, he has an investment.
Can I see that? I just
And this is what's so key, man. and I've been kind of sharing this with more and more people, is okay, all right, now, okay, after, because like it's in the shot and all that.
But no, I needed a visual, so it's almost okay. I got you.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's like it's like a row machine flipped over.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Or you're flipped over. Okay, I got it now.
Different muscle group.
For sure.
It's a different muscle.
Don't do me.
But anyway, yeah, this brings me to a whole nother, I forgot where I was going down that path. But anyway, I think, especially in the very beginning, there are people that don't need to be investing in anything right now other than your own ideas.
How do you know if you don't need to be investing in anything other than your own ideas, David?
Because you don't have enough money coming in.
Mm-hmm. That's a good indicator.
You know what I mean? So if you can take, and I like what Justin is doing, I asked him how much, have you put in? He said $25,000, $30,000. I'm like, I like that. I'd rather you put $25,000, $30,000 into your own idea than take $25,000, $30,000, put it into the market. And even if it performs well, let's say 10% in the market, that $30,000 turned into $33,000. You made $3,000. If he has this product at $25,000, $30,000 that he put in, and let's say he's gonna have to, kind of take pre-orders or whatever, that $30,000 can turn into $1 million just based off selling it. And there's no investment that's going to outperform your own ability unless you're at a high level of investing in like a pre-IPO, unless you put some money into vitamin water, or you put some money into a business before it takes over the world. But I think the first thing we need to do is start putting our own money into forget the Birkin bags, forget the real estate. You need to put your money into a product or a service and go flip that first off.
What's a pre-IPO?
A pre-IPO is an IPO is an initial public offering, meaning it goes public so that anyone can invest in it in the stock market. But if you invest in the business before it becomes a public offering, then your investment is it's worth a lot more than what the other people get it at per share. So
I was trying to trip you up there.
You can't trip me up, man. Well, you can. There's mad stuff I don't know about, but
I like it.
We got to invest in ourselves, which brings us to our friend, our little sister here. We were disappointed last week. Donni, you do it, because I love me some Jada.
Jada has puppy dog eyes.
Oh, she's the sweetest thing.
And I just can't. Jada, we were disappointed.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So the only thing, it's not really, really bad, but we're using you as content. So, and I think the more people see you, they get to see the growth, and they get to see like, she is really getting to it, and we're putting pressure on you to really keep going. But we invested.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're supposed to get back. We invest like $1,500.
First of all, we gave her some money, okay?
Yeah.
We're making you pay it back just because you got to put some skin in the game. But we didn't make like.
We didn't give her any. First off, Donni ain't even talked to me about it. We're in a group chat, and Jay's like, we about to get these pants, and I believe that these pants are going to take over the world, and I think she is going to be a young black Vera Wang at some point. Like,
For sure.
I really believe in her. That's why we got to be so tough as big brothers and big sisters. But she's in the chat. Was like, I'm about to get this. This first run of production going, or samples, or something like that.
Yeah, samples.
And you need like $1,500. Was it $1,500? $1,500.
Yes.
So Donni asked a question like, okay, how do we get the money back, or something like that? And then Jada responds, and then without talking to me, in the chat, sends her $1,500 out of an account where we ain't got enough money to pay our taxes, bro. I did not authorize this payment.
Okay, pause.
I didn't okay it.
No,
Donni,
no, because you have
is this not what happened?
You have such a great time.
I'm gonna read
throwing
I'm
me
gonna
under
read
the
this
bus.
chat. I'm gonna read it.
That part happened, but what he's failing to mention is we were here first. We had a whole conversation with Jada, sitting right here. this might be the hot investor seat.
Oh, for sure.
She's sitting right here talking about these jeans that are taking off, her need of manufacturers, blah, blah, blah. We decide that we were going to have a conversation immediately after the podcast, in which we went up front to that room up there to have a conversation about the podcast. About the jeans, the pants. We're there and we're talking, and I say to Jada, what can we do to support you and help you? And she says, I need some money to get these samples done. I say, how much money? She says $1,500. And I say, okay, but is that enough for what you need right now? Like, what about this and this and this? And she's like, I just need the samples. Dave says, run that by Donni, whatever she say.
I didn't say whatever she says.
You did.
I did say run it by Donni.
Basically hand it off to Donni.
And then he walked out of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever Donni says. Hey, I got you. Whatever Donni says.
Say whatever Donni says.
And so then David leaves the room.
Yeah.
So
I might have said whatever Donni says.
I tell Jada, confirm that this is what you need. I gotta go. Shoot us a text. Jada sends confirmation that this is what she needs. David said, whatever you think.
I didn't say whatever you think.
And I sent Jada the money.
I didn't say whatever you think in that time, in that chronological order.
It was exactly.
It's not like she sent it.
This all happened the same day.
Then I said, Donni, what do you think?
This happened within 2 days.
Anyway,
it did.
okay.
Yeah. So we give her the money, but
yes,
she was also supposed to come back with a plan. And
the manufacturing info.
The manufacturing information. And a plan about how much it was going to cost to go into production, because that's the larger investment that we're interested in.
Yes.
Yep. And the day before, and I quote, reading the text, hey, y'all, just wanted to let you know, I'll be at the studio tomorrow so I can give y'all the manufacturer info. I'll be at the studio tomorrow. The objective was obviously while we're here recording, right?
Yeah.
Which is 10 o'clock. An hour after we record, at 11, we get a text saying, I'm unable to make it. Yeah. I'm unable to make it after the time that you said you were going to be here. I would have been okay if that evening you said, yo, I can't make it tomorrow. However, this is what I'm going to do. But after this makes me think that you woke up late and didn't make our meeting.
That wasn't the case at all. I had to call the ambulance.
For what?
That week before, I overworked myself. So, yeah. I had to call the ambulance.
I can't fight against that.
I did. I had to call the ambulance.
When did you call the ambulance?
Jada, I was trying to make a point.
4:30 in the morning.
That same day?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that you had a medical emergency.
Yes, and then even after the whole ambulance thing, I still had to get up and do work. But I was on the floor for 30 minutes. I couldn't move. It felt like I was getting stabbed in my uterus. So I was on the floor crying, screaming, couldn't move.
Was this cramps?
No, it wasn't cramps. It was literally
talking about something else. I feel terrible.
Something that
and the way she's talking is just so I was just on the floor and I couldn't move.
This is the thing that I don't like about Dave. You're always jumping the gun.
But
David, had a medical emergency.
You're always jumping the gun and judging before we have all of the facts. And then you bring me into this tangent.
She was getting stabbed in her uterus. What are you talking about?
And so,
because when that text came through, we were wrapping up and he leans over and he's like, look at what Jada sent. And I'm over here look at what she sent.
And I didn't want to be
and the girl was feeling like she was getting stabbed in her uterus and had to call the ambulance.
But the thing
I didn't want to be
she still sent the
have some
information,
compassion.
Yeah, that's
Dave.
why I was let me just send them the information. But that really the past month I had barely slept because all these opportunities were coming my way. So it's okay, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get all these opportunities taken care of. So I was every week I'm pulling all-nighters, getting 2-3 hours of sleep, drinking all these energy drinks. And then that day, I don't know what it was. It was just my body just shut down. And I was stuck on the floor. I could not move. I'm screaming, crying, all this stuff. So I had to call the ambulance. But
Dave, you really need to. This is where you could take a lesson.
Let's talk about something else.
But no, look, I'm good. But I didn't want to tell y'all that because I didn't want y'all to think
Jada, all right, enough.
Games.
Enough.
So I was let me at least text them the information so they know I'm for real. But
Jada, have you healed? Jada,
take the mic.
Do you need any water?
Take the mic from her, please.
Do you need anything?
I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been being intentional about getting sleep.
You're a girl
and
dad.
rest.
And this is what you
All right,
do.
Donni, now you're doing a lot.
You
Now
jump
you're
to
doing a
these
lot.
level of conclusions as to say she was being irresponsible when in reality, in fact, she was dealing with a medical emergency at that time. How do you feel?
All right. Anything
But
else?
I have
we
all
need
the
to discuss?
information y'all want though.
He wants to cry.
I know, I feel so bad. Because I'm picturing her like on the floor hurting, and in the same time, I'm thinking like, Jada's irresponsible. She took our money and now she's not trying to fulfill her obligation.
And we lightweight threw her under the bus again today.
100%. Yeah. So you caught a little bit of it on the podcast last week, so just ignore that. Okay, don't worry.
When it drops,
back.
this Thursday, we take it back.
Yeah, we take it back.
I was submitting to my leader here
Oh, now
on the
you-
Social Proof podcast.
Now,
And I was staying in a woman's place, and I really was being led by his perspective.
incredible.
But
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We can still talk about it though with the information.
Okay, good. Thank
But
you.
yeah.
We appreciate it.
Cool beans.
Take the mic, please, for you say something else sweet. Anything else you want to discuss in the world that's going on as
In
it
the
pertains
world.
to entrepreneurship?
Oh, okay. Because no, I can't. In the world as it pertains to entrepreneurship. So we are at that time of year right now. Have you guys, I don't want to date the episode, but have you been thinking about your upcoming promotions that you're going to be running in your company? Yes. Anybody struggling to think about the promotions that you're going to be? Because that's happening in the world right now. We're moving into the season of sale, promotion. And that's what we've been focusing on a lot in my community, just getting ready for the, you make me really nervous. What are you doing?
I haven't really focused. He's probably going to change something.
Just go.
Go ahead, just do it. It's all good. We got a bunch of angles. I honestly haven't really thought about a promotion like that. No, I got products and we'll, do whatever we're gonna do, but I haven't been thinking about that. Oh, I made a post the other day, and I'm sitting in my. First off, I have a relationship with a company that will be perfect. I had this idea like, I want to go teach podcasting around the country. Every time I've ever done something, it has been a bunch of people. Like my first tour in 2018. It was like me, G. Bryant, Ronnie pulled up. We had AD. We did like LA, did Philly, I think DC. We did this little tour, entrepreneurial tour. But I'm like, I want to go around the country and teach podcasting. So I send this proposal to a company that I already have a relationship with that would benefit greatly from being the sponsor of this tour. And the way it was like going back and forth, I was like, I don't like the way, they didn't do anything wrong. It's just, I was just looking for something else. You give me some money for me to promote your brand. So I make a post and I'm like, we're going to go on this tour. And I'm just sick and tired of using my own money for stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let me just get a sponsor. So I said, I want to do a 10-city tour teaching podcasting for free because I don't want to sell tickets. Mm-hmm. I want to do something free. I don't need to make any money, but if somebody just takes care of travel and the venue, we're good. I'll come to the city, bring the people out for free. We educate, sponsor they can say whatever they want to say, whatever. But I think I created the tour based on the responses. There are some people like, I want to sponsor a city. Come to DC. We got the venue, we get the flights, we get all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, we can create a tour. Forget sponsors, forget corporations. I'm sure whoever that replied will be able to benefit them in some way, whether it's exposure or whatever. And I was like, I feel like I created a tour based off the community, and like we can like really put dates on the calendar because some people like, I got Kansas City, I got Detroit, I got Louisiana, Los Angeles. It's people that are just volunteering to do it. And I said, this is so cool because I really want to do it for free. I don't want to make money, but let's go impact people. So that was really cool. I felt good about that.
I love it.
We're doing something really cool. So that was in my world.
What part of the conversation was that relevant for, though? We were talking about holiday promotions.
Oh, it's relevant because I'm not really focused on the holiday. I'm focused on my brand in general. I don't care what month it is.
And that's really how I operate. I mean, I have to understand holiday promotions and be great at strategizing them because I understand that many of my clients and people, you want to run promotions, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I'm a year-round kind of business person, meaning I'm pretty even-keeled the whole year. It just is what it is. I've never run ever a Black Friday special. That's not to say that it's right or wrong, but the majority of my offers require my time, and I don't discount my time necessarily like that, right? Especially on a one-on-one level. And in previous years, the majority of my offers had a lot to do with one-on-one time specifically. And for clarity, I don't discount one-on-one time, right? We may throw some groups together and things like that, but not a whole lot of one-on-one time. So anyway, we're not going to get into holiday promo specials in this episode. We don't have enough time for it, but I bring this up because it is the time right now for you to start thinking about that. Should I be running any type of holiday promotional offers? If so, what kind? Am I even ready? Is my business even in a position where I should be trying to run an offer? And just quickly, if your business has been underperforming or you've been underperforming all year, now is not the time for you to try to make up for all of that. Holiday offers and promotions work best for companies that already have some momentum, and you're treating your already existing community to some type of promotion to do business with you.
I have another thing to share too. Next week, I have this idea where I want to get back in the streets selling t-shirts to people.
Okay.
Like just hop in a van and start selling for content creation purposes. My problem is, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I don't want people to think that I'm going to sell t-shirts because my businesses aren't working.
You know what? I'm so tired of you being concerned about what people think. I really am tired of you
if
not
I was
making
like selling t-shirts, I'm asking y'all, hey, I'm coming to deliver t-shirts. If you buy one, it's $40. Y'all wouldn't think no way. Y'all wouldn't, but
they'd be excited.
No, yes, they would.
They think,
but,
oh my God, look at David getting back to his grassroots and selling t-shirts and delivering them and dropping them off.
You're right. I'm going to do it anyway. Y'all thought this was a safe space.
It is a safe space.
I'm just saying how I feel. Like,
I don't know. Like you care too much about what people think. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Go sell your little $40 t-shirt.
I am. And actually I was thinking of it. When I was getting dressed this morning, I'm like, how much will we need to get $1 million for this building? We'd have to sell 20,000 t-shirts.
That's not our strategy. That's not the strategy.
You're right.
Yeah, that's not going to be the strategy.
But yeah, it was discouraging when I realized, because at first I got hype. I said, hold on, 2,000 shirts. $2,000, $40 a piece, but my math was off. I was missing a zero. I missed one of the zeros.
Now, I mean, we could certainly sell 20,000 shirts, but not in the time frame that we need.
Yeah, for sure.
And selling 20,000 shirts, it sounds great, but the deliverables and the fulfillment on the back end just
Yeah, it's about 20,000 with t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. But also, intentionality. This is going all over the place. See this consistency shirt? I have probably 7 shirts on the website, and I had them take everything off except this. So when we go on the streets, we're only selling this design on the website, only one, because I just need to focus on one design at a time, one message at a time, and that's how we're going to continue to build. So once these are sold out, we'll never print them again, and then we'll go to another design that I already have in storage, and we'll release that. So intentionality. I don't
exclusives, right? Speaking of exclusives, shout out to my guy.
Celebrity.
You didn't comment on my kicks today, and they are pretty. Y'all like these? They are pretty fly.
It's definitely the highlight of your outfit. This is everything else.
Yeah. It's definitely giving.
You got all this. Wow.
So I was, first of all, don't do me in my undefeated hoodie. Okay. Undefeated. Anytime I have on a hoodie, it usually is attached to a great message. Oh, Just go this way. Anyway, shout out to Jamal at Celebrity409.
Never knew his name.
His name is Jamal.
Because you was like, yo, did Jamal, you said something about, yo, oh, you was like, did Jamal get you those shoes? And I was like, who's Jamal?
Yep.
But his name's Celebrity. And I felt really good about this too, because it took a screenshot of his 5,000th follower.
Yes.
And you know what I thought to myself?
We're helping him. It's working. Yeah. It's working. So we've got this guy speaking about investing in yourself. We got Jamal, owner of Celebrity on Instagram, is Celebrity409. It's also going to be tagged in the video. Mm-hmm. But he reaches out and he says, hey, I want to be the official sneaker plug of the Social Proof podcast. Yep. Now, he reached out. He first paid attention to me and David and noticed what we both enjoy wearing. Not what he wanted to make us wear, but what we enjoy wearing. He sent me a message and he sent me a picture of a shoe that I would love and a picture of a shoe that David would love and said, hey, what's your shoe size? I want to send you and Dave some shoes and become the sneaker plug for Social Proof. Now, all sneaker plugs are not created equally. So I said, send me the shoes first. Let me authenticate them.
And how are you going to authenticate them?
You take them down to Oh Boy in West End.
You didn't do that anyway.
I didn't feel like it, but I know. But I did go over to Foot Action. Mm-hmm. I went to Foot Action and it was unintentional. I had on those UNCs that he sent me. And the guy was like, yo, we can't get those anywhere. Yours look uncreased. They're new, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I just got them. They hard to find. He's like, super hard to find. I was like, are these real? So, so they were authenticated, not in the way that I intended to do. But, there are a lot of fake sneaker plugs out there. So I wanted to receive the shoes first, make sure the shoes are real before we start talking about them on the podcast. And it just so happened to work out that way. But I loved how your first pair were 12s? Fives.
Burgundy fives.
Burgundy fives. He noticed that I only wear ones. Like if it's a Jordan, I only wear ones, right? He sent the picture of what I wear, sent the picture of what David wear. It was intentionality. Yep. Him paying attention. Sometimes, like, because when we drop this, it's important to say that because everybody's going to say, oh, I want to send my tea and crumpets hoodie to you and Donni. Where you saw me drink some tea or eat some crumpets at, okay? Like, we just got to be really clear for you. Not necessarily even for us, because people will let you send them the hoodie. I'll let you send me the hoodie. I won't, but I'll let you send me the hoodie, and the hoodie is going to sit in my closet. The hoodie is going to be what I wear around my house to hang out in if I'm chilly. It might be what I walk my dog in, and that doesn't help you. So when you are looking for brands to partner with and send complimentary offers to, you want to make sure it's a brand that actually is your target audience. You want to make sure we're your target audience for what you try to sell before your shirt ends up being a mop.
Yeah, for sure. And he said, and he just sent them. He didn't even want anything. He just sent them.
He just sent them.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because I think by the time he sent them, those shoes weren't even out yet. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And he came with a proposal. Mm-hmm. He sent Donni a proposal. I want to give y'all X. I'm going to send y'all the new releases, X amount every single month, and I'll just send them to you. Mm-hmm. And he's held up his end of the bargain, and I'm sure he's made a whole bunch of money. Mino probably owe me a portion of his company too, because I made you some bread, bro. He owed me some money, but keep your money, man. I just love support. I love supporting, man. So if y'all doing something amazing, keep doing it. Any questions, anything y'all want to talk about real quick before you wrap up? Any questions, comments, concerns? Y'all good? Y'all already up? Okay, that's what's up.
Yep. I can't stress that last point enough, though, you guys, especially as we're going into the holiday season and you guys are trying to think about ways to get your offers out there. Really don't be giving your stuff away for free. Like, your things are what's valuable to you ends up becoming somebody's mop, for real, right? Yeah. Like, for real. And don't send your stuff away for free to people who are not your ideal audience, because what you're wanting, no matter how big of an influencer they are, what you want to receive on the back end is just not going to happen, and it costs you money to waste money in that case.
Absolutely. All right? Anything we need to be selling right now, since we don't have any money? We're broke. Our account is almost depleted.
So
Anything you want to say? Let's do a Black Friday workshop. We should do a Black Friday workshop on Black Friday. Like 7 in the morning.
no.
You know what I mean? Instead of, and making people make a decision. You gonna go get a TV or you gonna come get this information? Since y'all gonna be out anyway. You gonna be in the morning? I'll for sure be in the morning meetup. But we should do that. We should do a little workshop.
What are we gonna do? How many workshops are we gonna do?
All till we get some money.
All of them.
We need a whole $1 million.
We need $1 million. Is there anybody in the room who just has some money to invest?
Yeah, so you got money. How much?
Eric
you
got money for
How much you
sure.
How much you got?
We need $1 million.
Hold on, give him the mic.
Initial
Give him the mic
investment opportunities starting at 100.
Give him the mic.
100.
Yeah.
100.
Yes.
100. Starting
If
at
we're
100.
gonna ask you a
100.
question, you're gonna answer it. You got to answer it on the mic so they can hear the audio. What do you do?
So I'm a technology company, focus on government contracting.
Technology.
You make a lot of money.
He got money.
do okay.
Huh. Technology, you say?
You're married, right?
I am.
He's married.
23 years.
23 years.
I'm counting his investment ability,
I know.
not his singleness
I
or
was just
marriedness.
letting you know that he's married. All right. So have you?
But
Have you
hold on, real quick. Because of the whole display that we did before we started filming, do you see now how this man throws me under the bus?
How did I throw you under the bus? How did I do that?
Why would you even highlight that when you know that we already know this and me and Eric know each other like from 12 years old?
Because I want you to get a man. Do you invest in do you invest in companies outside of your own company?
We do.
Really?
You do.
Give me an example of one.
So we've invested in several startup government contracting companies that are now extremely successful.
But do you only do government contracting because that's your area of expertise?
Well, that's what I know, but we've branched off into some other things, so we're testing the waters right now.
If we have a really good idea and we need $1 million, would you give it to us?
It depends on the idea.
But
and
no,
what your
I'm
plan of
a
action
serious
is.
question. Do you have, and respectfully, not everybody has $1 million to invest. You might have $1 million, but you might have multiple millions. But I'm not
Available.
earmarking $1 million to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have $1 million to invest in something?
We do.
I mean, they're in town. He and his wife are in town until
Really?
Thursday of this. They're in town until Thursday.
Let's take them to lunch.
We got enough money to take them to lunch.
We have enough money to
We
take
have
them to
enough
lunch.
money
Really,
to.
we do.
Can we got a PowerPoint
Yes.
or maybe a Canva document.
Yeah.
We got something graphic.
Yeah,
Trey's in the
proposal.
room in case anything needs to be edited. We got somebody who can edit the. Trey's
Let's
sitting
do
right
this,
there.
man. Can you ask your wife if y'all can link this week?
Hold on, because also what's important is he's in your morning meetup.
Are you?
I am.
Yes.
Yo, so this is a quick commercial. Listen, if you want to have $1 million to invest, you need to join the morning meetup. This is what we create out here, okay?
Wait a minute.
Morningmeetup.com.
He's in your morning meetup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out, because the best relationships are secured when there's already an established history. He's been in your morning meetup for like 2 years,
Oh, wow.
about
About a year and a half.
year and a half,
Thank you,
right?
man.
And I've known him since high school. So we've got pre-established history all around. You know what I mean? He looks up to your leadership.
A little bit. Do you?
Why would he be in the morning meetup if he looked down upon it?
That's lit.
That's lit, right? And
I
Eric
think he
knows that I'm
trusts-
good people.
And I think he would trust that we know what we're doing. And we're already $500,000 into our own
And
idea.
in fact, not only do we have to guess or speculate, Eric has communicated. I really like what you and David are doing.
You're going to love this presentation, by the way. You're gonna
I
love
think we should take them to lunch and then on an investment tour of
this.
the building.
Let's do it. You a vegan?
No.
You like
Let's go
lobster?
steak.
I do.
Let's go
You
steak
like
dinner.
prawns? Not shrimp. Do you
Okay.
enjoy a prawn?
How's tonight? You got something planned tonight? You leave tomorrow?
Yeah, so once I leave here, I have a couple of other meetings to tend to, and then wife and I are gonna.
Well, y'all are gonna get hungry tonight.
What are y'all gonna do? What do you have planned for tonight, though?
So we're going to, what is it, Roomies?
Rumi's Kitchen. We went to Rumi's Kitchen. Remember the little Mediterranean spot we went to when we were going to go to across the street?
Your birthday?
No, that was Yabo. We went to Rumi's Kitchen and you were loving the chicken fingers. You called Dre. Not the chicken fingers. The chicken skewers. The chicken skewers.
I have a mature palate. Okay.
You ate the chicken skewers.
Mature palate.
Rumi's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Was that something you've desired to go to?
Have you ever been?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like your
actually,
spot.
So actually, somebody else is taking us there.
Would they be interested in investing?
We'll
Group
pay for the whole
dinner?
thing. What time do you leave tomorrow?
Depends on if we're going to do a couple massages or not.
He all the way rich too, because me and my wife, we ain't.
Couples massages before we leave from the real
Okay,
estate conference.
okay. Let me ask you this question. Serious question.
Breakfast?
Okay? I got a 10 o'clock.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, we can do
Cancel it.
breakfast.
We're talking about $1 million.
A person's flying in to do a consultation with me.
Push it back a little bit.
How early
30
do you get
minutes
up?
late.
So I'm up pretty early.
You want to do breakfast?
Where are you looking at?
No,
Wherever you want. Where are you looking
okay.
at?
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's talk about this off camera, because unless our audience is really waiting to see what's going on, because this could be cool.
I'm waiting to see. You
We
got the
can't do
meetup.
We can't do tomorrow evening, can we?
No, I'll be gone then.
But you don't have your flight booked yet.
Hmm?
You don't have your flight booked yet, though.
Oh, no, I'm just in Montgomery, Alabama.
They're just driving it.
Oh, y'all driving?
Yeah.
Oh, so can you not leave Thursday evening?
So son plays college baseball, so we're trying to get back down to him too.
Question. Could we just drive to Montgomery on Sunday? An hour and a half, right? 2 hours?
Depending on how you draw.
Huh. How, if
I got a
you
speaking gig in
average,
Denver Sunday. I do. No, it's not on Sunday, but I'll be getting back Sunday morning.
and then
And then,
we can drive to Montgomery.
are you gonna drive? Because I don't like driving.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Okay.
It's up the
Well, I'll
road.
hop in the car.
So one of the things you were talking about, the podcasting, I think that may be an opportunity for you as well.
What do you mean?
You say you were going around looking at
Oh,
doing
to
it for
do,
free,
Montgomery?
Montgomery. Then we take you around the city just a little bit, just a history tour.
I like that. Okay.
But does it also include conversation about the investment? So Sunday, I'm being serious now because
Let me ask this question: Can we do tomorrow at noon for lunch?
See, I need to check with the wife on that one, just to make sure that she doesn't have anything.
we got a
Man, he's a
quiet
good
room.
man, too.
Yeah.
He's a smart
But we
husband.
have a quiet room if you want to go make a quick phone call.
Or yeah, just shoot her a text.
Just shoot
So
her a
let's
little
try
text.
tomorrow at noon. That would be really good. We'll take you to a really good lunch spot, as expensive as we can find, because we're gonna impress you.
Will we have to get dressed for this? We can't wear hoodies.
Yeah, we can.
Not as expensive as we can find.
It's lunch. You know, the real expensive ones don't start till 5, so we'll save a little bit. And then we can go. Then you can see the building, and then y'all can head out to Montgomery. Can you ask her Thursday at noon?
I'll ask.
Thursday at noon. I'm believing for, because I am a manifester, I am affirming Thursday at noon is a thing.
I'll start manifesting with you.
Oh, you know what? I believe in it
I'm
now.
gonna manifest with you.
The Sloans invited me. They do such classy things. We really have to be on our P's and Q's. Eric, I'm really proud of how you turned out. Like, you really, really turned out
What,
to
you didn't think it was gonna be much?
Like, really?
You thought he wasn't gonna be much. That's crazy.
No, but in all honesty, coming from the neighborhoods that we come from, right, and just the environments, it could have gone either way. And Eric went the way that I'm really, really, really proud of. But I also say that to say, like, you know, Eric was that guy. He was a football player. He was very, like, you know, very just cool. And it could have gone either way. But now he's this dignified businessman, married, beautiful family. His wife and he.
I'm married too. I have a beautiful family too. I'm committed to something. I just want you to know that about my character.
His wife and he invited me to was it brunch at Gucci? It was a brunch at Gucci where they had the Gucci store in Phipps open early for them. They hosted an event there, and we had like shrimp and grits and fresh fruit. And of course, you buy something and all this good stuff, but cool stuff. They would be a great married couple friendship connection, like double dating.
Oh,
just
yeah.
putting that out
Let's
there.
do that, yeah. Because we want to get to 23 years.
Yeah. 23 years you've been married? Give it up for 23 years.
Absolutely.
How is that possible when we only graduated high school 10 years ago?
Fuzzy math.
Fuzzy math. Tricky math. Tricky tickets. That was an insider. All right.
But yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Social Proof Podcast. All the support you all have been giving us, it's been overwhelming. We appreciate the love. And we're going to continue to bring you guys great information. And we'll get you on the podcast to talk about how you have $1 million to invest in somebody. That's commendable.
It is highly
So
commendable.
there are like levels just for you all. I made a t-shirt that said, make $1 million, save $1 million, tie the $1 million. Making $1 million and saving $1 million, very different. There are people who will show a screenshot of I had $1 million in sales, or our company made $1 million, but they don't have $1 million.
For sure.
It's a whole nother conversation. But then you get to a level where you can actually have $1 million, which means you have to make way more than that, which is impressive, to actually save or have $1 million. And my next level was to be able to give away $1 million. What would life be like if you can tie the $1 million? If you are so blessed that you can give away $1 million, that's a whole nother level. So that's how I kind of see the levels of success, not what I make, but what I have, but not what I have, but what I can release.
Yeah.
And that takes a special somebody, because you got to get earning ability together. You have to be able to manage what you've earned, but also you have to be the type of person that wants to deploy it. So I commend you for that.
I do too. Real quick, it's whole other, not whole nother. Just putting that out there.
see.
It's a whole other level, not whole nother.
As it turns out, another is a word.
What does it mean?
It's a non-standard spelling of another, but it's in a dictionary.
What's dictionary?
Another thing just occurred to me.
It's in the urban. What dictionary are you looking
Oxford. This is Oxford. Watch your mouth, Della, okay? I hear your ad-libs over there. This is the dictionary.
Whole other. I don't need to see your little raggedy dictionary.
Nother.
Versus.
No, we're not versing.
Nother.
Nother is a word.
So is bootylicious.
So what is your point?
It's not right.
You've never used bootylicious?
I don't use
Thank you all so
bootylicious.
much for tuning into the Social Proof Podcast.
It's a whole other level, or even another level. But we got to stop getting these words in the dictionary, because it's not
now you're mad?
another.
Now you're mad it's in there?
I am bothered. I am frazzled.
Listen, next week we'll
On
have
a whole other level.
Yo, like, subscribe, share this with somebody. Give us a 5-star review. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week.
We out.
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.